Hello, hello! Welcome to the long-anticipated, completely superfluous failure stream, because the beta isn't built, actually. You saw it already. And this is, you know, from the previous first live stream where we ended it. This is the Anultra world, a modded world. And we might just continue with this, because there's nothing else much that we can do. But, I mean, let's first talk a bit about the new terrain system, I guess, and the failed build and all of that. So, let's see what's up. I read the chat, of course. I mean, I was also, you know, spouting some nonsense into this. Yeah, for those not familiar with this, the beta channel has builds at least once a day, even on Sundays, but then there's no change information there, it's just a build. Sometimes those fail, but only if they actually change something. That happens very rarely, but then it also happens sometimes multiple times in a row. So they build, and then it's read all the time, 2, maybe 3 times in a row. This may happen here also, since the change is rather radical, but I guess they will solve this, because, I mean, what we're getting here is not something they haven't done before, it's just the public version of what they have already done. So it's going to be some minor thing that's going to be fixed, I guess, tomorrow morning, who knows. Tomorrow morning, for me, it's currently 8 p.m. in Germany, and that's what I mean by tomorrow morning. I guess 6 a.m. in 10 hours it would be solved, I guess. Wait, is that correct? Yep, 6 a.m. That would be 10 hours. So, any plans on the new terrain update lands? New series? Well, certainly. One of the things I wanted to do is, once the new terrain system is out, I definitely wanted to do another turbo intro, which is probably not interesting to you guys because you know your way around the game, but I have this 35-minute turbo intro, which is only made, I made that by pausing, you know, I paused, have a hotkey on my mouse, and that's a good one, but I want to do one that's really highly polished. And once the new terrain system is out, that would then be worthwhile, because then I'd be showing the new situation and so forth. A series, I don't know what worlds will be available, you know. Corporate identity, corporate design? What do you mean? CI, CD? Huh. Okay, so I will just take a look at the news that they posted. I mean, you have seen that already probably, but let's just go through that anyway, I guess. I mean, there's not much else we can do. Here they are showing some preview of the new terrain, and pretty much looks like what we have seen already in the worlds, right? But on the horizon you can see high mountains, and according to the text here, is the mouse part of the recording? I don't know. Well, selection is, right? Okay. That what we're seeing there is actually not the end of the map or something, but it is only the outer limits of the crater. I don't know if the map down here, if this map is actually what they're playing. I would assume so, and they're in one of these craters, I guess. And that's interesting. I mean, that brings this emotion of what's beyond, just like doors in a game, when there's a threshold beyond the current flow and the new flow, the mystery, something to be achieved, and then you get there, and then, well, hopefully there's going to be something there instead of just more terrain. But that is up to the map author. I don't know what this is exactly supposed to depict, particularly the rectangles in the middle. Maybe there's some kind of level of detail distance thing here, but it doesn't tell me anything. What I'm most interested in, I guess most of you too also, is this preview that they gave us of the terrain where they have this canyon with the water at the bottom. What is that water? Is that in-world liquid water, or is that yet a new thing somehow? Maybe just some threshold like lava on Vulcan. Then you can just dip into it. Who knows? And that needn't, if so, that needn't be the Vulcan lava for that world. They could have multiple such threshold thingies. But I guess it's going to be something more. I mean, they put so much into this new terrain system. So, Epsilon, what say you? Wait, there's more up there. Oh man, there was quite a few messages at once. I have to catch up. What about tank pressure gauge problem? I don't know what you mean. Is there a bug there? I'm not aware of that. I only know that if you open one of the portable tanks and then you wrench it up to the portable's connector, it will still be open, and then you can no longer operate its wheel. Only when you detach it again. That's a bit weird. David Kershaw says, what's your take? Do you think the terrain system is going to make the game feel more and explorable, or is it just going to add a prettier view to the window as I work on pipes? The former, definitely the former. Well, okay, the new terrain system will be diverse. You could say, for example, up there on the hill, that's where you find all the gold, or you have to travel far to get oxygen maybe. So immediately there would be some kind of choice thing. When you start even the same map again, you would have to choose, well, how do I do this playthrough? Will I convert CO2 to oxygen, or will I travel? And who knows, maybe they will make it somehow meaningful that you could build some outpost bases, you know, some small outposts, which so far wasn't quite necessary. The only situation when I did that was as some kind of survival point with a spawn in case my entire base blows up. Then I would start there with the with some power, some gas, a spacesuit, and an auto lathe, stuff like that. But it would be very cool if you would actually have to meaningfully build some small outpost for whatever reason, for whatever purpose. But that's the thing. Once we have the new terrain system, we will have reason to think spatially instead of just where's the lead and where's the nickel and stuff like that, which is only random. But in the new terrain system, it would be designed maybe with a biome map, so that the general area where you find that would be defined, but maybe not. But I mean, we would think spatially, and so would the developers, and therefore the new things could be invented, introduced into the game. I mean, you know that they don't have this. Okay, I don't know what just happened. I got the message that Ops Studio disconnected and then reconnected. I hope that the stream didn't, you know, that we didn't lose much or whatever. So what I was saying is that, yeah, 54 people synchronously watching this. Yeah, but I hope this is not. I mean, this long countdown probably was some kind of, yeah, what's this? This is anticipation, come on, it's a big thing. But now the big disappointment comes because the build didn't work that they made. So so we can't actually experience the new terrain system yet. They promised that yesterday, but what can you do against the build fair, you know? Wait, where is it? Here. There you can see the report. Normally it's green, now it's red. So what I want to say, the new terrain system will make not just us, but also the developers think spatially, and therefore, since they don't have a hard path as to what to do, what they want to develop, apart from the fact that they definitely would bring us the terraforming expansion at some point, probably at version 1.0 of Stationeers or afterwards, but otherwise the thing is basically almost done already. And will bring us nuclear power, which will also definitely come in the principle of the rocket system with the small grids on the small grid resolution, where you have to assemble devices to some meaningful whole in a way that you wish, and employing all the potential atmospherics knowledge that you hopefully have learned over the course of the game. I still have to learn a lot about phase change, cooling and heating, man. I mean, I know how it works in principle, but I haven't yet built some kind of loop or whatever that would just do it. I'm always snapping back to the cheap stuff. And they will also do an overhaul of the electrical system, and of course an overhaul of the Stationpedia, which is not so important for us. I mean, it's something we want, but it's not gameplay relevant. So apart from all these things, they don't have really a nailed down path for the game, and I think that they too will, like us, experience the new terrain system as some kind of mental stimulus that gets not just us but them also to think about missions, for example. Like, why would you go over there? What is it that you could possibly find? And the idea of building some outposts somewhere currently might seem superfluous. I mean, you could just travel there, mine the gold, and then come back, you know? But what if you, for example, want to have a deep miner over there? The deep miner needs to be driven, and maybe you want to centrifuge that stuff. And building a 2-kilometer chute pipe is also not quite the answer. So maybe the rovers will come back. That is something they did say might happen. It is not set in stone, but it is something that they will ponder again. The old terrain had a problem with the rovers, and there were some other reasons, I believe. But the new terrain system might be friendly to them. Who knows? Since it will also probably have double the voxel resolution than the current terrain. And also probably double the voxel resolution than I showed in the most recent Stationeers news video about a week ago. So they might come back, and then we drive to the outpost, gather the stuff that the deep mine and the centrifuges have produced, then we return to our main base and use that. But that's a bit cheap, right? I mean, there could be more reasons to actually build an outpost, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. That not just we, but also them would be driven by the speciality, by the thought of mission, of story and all of that, to strive for different things. So maybe they think up some devices or some other kinds of ideas. I mean, maybe, for example, there could be something in the world that can be found, some alien artifact that you cannot move, but you can build around it in a meaningful way that draws from the thing. So that's why you would then discover that and build there. Just a stupid idea, but stuff like that. And that's one of the big things that I expect from the new terrain system, that Stationeers development will overall change direction to something very different, because we have never had something like missions. But there's something like missions is already planned, a purpose for you. What they want to do is they want to do something like you have to build a hospital or a hotel, or maybe babysit some researchers. That's what they said. And not just whimsically, but I mean, the idea was indeed to build, for example, on the trader system, where you already have to make sure that they have something to breathe. So let's continue with the chat. Continuous integration, continuous development. Basically plug and pray for the devs. A deep dive on gas sorting would be cool when starting a polished start tutorial. Since even for experienced players it's still a forever discussion, parallel or serious. Okay, parallel or serious gas sorting. Good question, because I would not even think about it and always do parallel sorting. I mean, I would just have my one source of whatever crap has been piled up gas-wise, and then I would draw from that with my filtrations. But I don't know, maybe that's a stupid idea. I didn't really think about this yet. I feel... okay, Laven the Raven. I feel both new base ideas and view would be amazing either way. So the new terrain system. New base ideas caused by the new terrain. I hope that the new terrain system will also have something like hardened terrain. Because if you can just drill through everything or fly over everything, that makes it very samey. There should be something like harder terrain that you cannot necessarily drill through. Maybe you can drill through it with a better drill, which eats lots more battery, so you're less likely to do that. You would be like your super weapon that you use rarely, something like that. Maybe. Just spitballing. But I mean, that's the thing. When this new terrain system comes up, these kind of thoughts are thoughts that they will have, and purposes and motivations they will have. So whatever we have seen so far in regards to Stationeers development, it will probably change flavor in the future. Once we have overcome this large hump right now, because first they have to remake the old worlds and probably remake them kind of multiple times, so you have like 3 or 4 different Mars maps to start from. But I mean, that's not necessary for you to have different experiences, because they could also say, here, this big rectangle, in this area you might spawn in some place. The overall kind of quasi-story that we have designed here would stay the same, but still the flavor in which you experience it would be different. And also based upon some biome map, there would be, you know, you would know where to find what in principle, but still it would be spiced up by it being still random within those confines. That's stuff they actually talked about, so that's likely to come. And the hump also is not just them remaking those worlds, but also introducing us into making worlds, because they will have built tools and they will give us all of those. And the main one is, for example, to turn a height map into this voxel terrain that we see here. Currently the worlds are built as a height map in principle, and also with some crater or crevices or caves within. But that's it. The future worlds, when hand designed, will also have the possibility to have some actual caves that you can explore and find stuff in or something. We haven't had that yet. Just like in Minecraft, when you can find these dungeons. Yeah, the level of detail system will supposedly be much better. I mean, we have seen the Europa playthroughs, right, where you dig down a lot of mountain and then you go further away from that, and then you see the simplified, much more bright blue geometry suddenly rise up as a mountain the further you go away, completely broken. And the new one will have a much smoother level of detail system, probably even smoother than was shown in the Stationeers news video, the recent one. The new terrain system, Phased Motion says, the new terrain system could make for some interesting holistic builds. Base and landscape merge into something more natural looking. Epsilon. The distance, drool, yeah, because the performance of the new terrain system will be extremely much higher. For example, they did massive changes in-game on the terrain system, is what they said, without any performance problems. Just, it happened. And also, when we currently load our worlds, we have to observe this progress bar that has to grow for a while until it has, like, calculated everything. But letting these meshes, or whatever it is, emerge when you load your game in the future with the new terrain system will be so much faster. Not that it should matter much, because the goal obviously is not to die, so what does it matter if the loading takes a bit? Blacker, regarding the gauge. I mean, tank pressure gauge is incorrect after update. Ah, right, I didn't observe that yet. Boris2112. I want to thank you for the last stream. I have been playing a long time, and while I was blasted myself and part of a hallway... What? And while I have blasted myself and part of a hallway to near orbit, I've never blown my helmet off with my head still in it. So you played one of the 3 worlds that someone inspired me to install, I guess. Okay. It would be nice if the chicken became edible. Stream's fine, okay. I'm here because God's voice soothes my eardrums. Well, What do they say about in God's ear or something? We are here for the content, with the hope of new build than the other way around. Okay, we'll probably continue the playthrough then soon, but first let's talk a bit more about the chat / about the new terrain system. Anyone having lighting issues on the latest release, it looks way darker than it used to me. I read that too on Steam today, that people were saying that the ambient light on the moon, for example, has gotten darker. Maybe that's related to something I've been seeing on beta for a long time already, and so I got used to it, so I don't really notice it anymore, and it was too dark anyway, even during the day all the time, because I don't have global illumination. And what they changed is... first of all, when an eclipse begins or ends, it instantly switched, but now it has a smooth transition. And second of all, the color of the light during eclipses was just derived automatically by Unity from the skybox definition. But now they changed it so that they can define an RGB light. They can freely define the light. So that makes for a slightly more interesting world design when it comes to eclipses and such. And maybe that just, these numbers changes and the implementation changes took an effect on the lighting. Maybe they haven't noticed, maybe it's intentional, I don't know. Yeah, we will need nuclear for terraforming, and it's definitely coming. Nuclear will be coming. You've really got some belief in what this game could be. I really want this game to have a wider sense of purpose, David Kershaw says. I just wasn't sure if the game was heading in a lonely remote survival vibe. Yeah, that's the thing. The developers officially see Stationeers as a multiplayer game first, which is kind of funny when you think about all the problems that multiplayer still has. But that's how they see it. Like, I guess it's still the original vision of having a first-person 3D version that is strongly inspired by Space Station 13, which is a browser-based multi-user dungeon top-down view thing where the simulation is very complex and the people can play roles and do work and can sabotage and stuff. I haven't played it because, yeah. And, I personally also like the lonely survival vibe. I mean, I love Deus Ex, for example, and games like those, because this is kind of the lone wolf experience. This is how I summarize this, where I am the main dude, or you are the main dude, whoever plays it, is the main dude or girl or whatever, and experiences their personal story in their personal way, and probably also does things that are normally not doable. Ideally in a world that is kind of normal, like a city world, like in Hell's Kitchen in New York in Deus Ex. Why? Because then you have that which I'm missing in the Marvel cinematic universe. Even though I like the Marvel films, not the recent ones, but that whole Infinity Saga, that was fucking awesome, man. That is cinema history. How could they pull that off? So many great films and one overarching story that never happened before. Anyway, what I'm missing there is really what the name they are calling themselves Marvel. But what I am missing is like an average person experiencing a Marvel situation in a Marvel story. Like, there are films, for example, where someone, suddenly has the ability of telekinesis, and this is then slowly introduced to their family knowing it, or the surrounding people and so forth. Stuff like that. That's what I would call a Marvel moment or a Marvel situation. I mean, even if it's easy to extrapolate what will happen, still it is always great to see that, and that's never in Marvel. Maybe that because there's some superhero overload, but that's also something that you yourself can experience when you're play Deus Ex in a lone wolf Hell's Kitchen kind of thing, because then you are the dude who throws the grenades, shoots the people, blah blah blah, whatever. And I think there could be games that actually implement that Marvel moment somehow. I think that's not even impossible. That doesn't even require AI, but I think since we do now have AI, that is actually reasonable to pull off, to simulate that these people are experiencing, what is this supernormal situation? Baffling. Well, whatever. That could be interesting. Rover start on Mars would be nice. With terraforming to be sustained, maybe have outposts, a place for tech upgrades. For example, unlock Tier 2 autolathe. You need to travel to the OP to get the schematic for a T2 printer mod. Schematics, Huh. Reminds me of an idea that I had for Minecraft. I mean, there's, I think, a hardcore mode where when you die, you're dead. But that's sad, man. Why is there not an extra life thing? You can find extra life, 1, 2, 3, maybe even with a maximum level, like maximum 3, and that's all you can possibly have. So you will always have the maximum treasure that you can possibly find, which is the entirety of reality, represented by this one item that you can find, possibly dug up from a mountain deep in a different biome, and you have to find them again and again because you die sometimes. So to keep going, and that's such a simple idea. Why did no one ever implement that? Yeah, God isn't used to so much chat. I might possibly have to decide to eventually just skip the chat and just play some game, and because I don't want to make it too boring for you. Some of the things I'm saying are certainly interesting, but this is not supposed to be some kind of blah blah blah. This is a video after all. David Kershaw, by the way, the best introduction to use for phase change is to play on Mars and pressurize nighttime atmosphere with a drain. So with a passive liquid drain, I guess. X and CO2 will liquefy and can be drained, leaving breathable O2 and 2 mix. Yeah, it's a good introduction to that, but I mean, it's just, then you've seen that, and then what? I'm not saying the idea is bad, I'm just saying this has been done. What is the current build? What do you mean HT? What is the current build now? 40M? What do you mean, Balin? They're doing some good work on Kerbal Space Agency and just bring it to station. No, definitely not. I mean, I'm not opposed to the idea, but I'm a realist. This won't happen. Let's look at that then. Here we have Kerbal Space Agency. Oh, I have to turn off the music, which he accidentally recorded, I guess. Some visuals of what they have done. They have some pillars, is what they call it. It's a metaphor. Some key ingredients that they want in a game. And in this one, for example, they definitely wanted the wonder and the seamlessness. So you can just fly from place to place, and there will never be a loading screen or anything. And they pulled that off fine. And some of their staff have actually been working on Kerbal Space program. And yeah, so that's very promising. I mean, as soon as that's available, I'm gonna get it. Even though I didn't really play Kerbal Space program, because, I don't know, it was too hard for me to get into. Maybe it's not harder, or slightly harder only than Stationeers, but it just didn't click with me. Maybe in the future, who knows. But this one I will get, definitely. And well, what they wrote here is a different engine. It's called the Brutal engine, which is not even an engine. It is only some kind of framework that allows them to directly program, I don't know, Vulkan or DirectX, I don't remember. But that allows them, for example, to make these seamless transitions. See, floating point values have the problem they can be very large and very small. Minus trillions or plus trillions, both numbers are possible, and you can also say 0.0001, all of that is also possible. But what you can't do at the same time is to have very small, or very big negative numbers and very big positive numbers, and let them be very precise, because you always have a limited amount of decimal places. And so if you have a 3D rendering of planets and such going on, and the camera flies away from the 0 point, because there would be a 0 coordinate, right, somewhere, then things would start to jump around. The solution to this is to just pretend as if you're moving out there, but in truth, the whole math takes place really around point 0. The camera never moves, but the entire world is only translated. And that's what they have been doing with the Brutal engine. That's one of the tricks they've been using there. So what else? Lol, she's the first person I've seen make water explode burn. I don't remember that. AFK, need to put the RocketWerkz to bed. Phase motion. Maybe that's just the moment for us to start an actual playthrough, huh? No, I will read a bit more about the news thing that they posted, and then I will do a playthrough, or continue with the one of the previous live stream. Build height. How high can you build? I don't know. But you can build very high in the current terrain system, and I'm pretty sure they will not limit that much with the new one. The current terrain system doesn't limit us where we can stop flying. We can still build a lot higher than that. Epsilon saying, too hard to get into. So I guess he means, or she means whatever, Kerbal Space Program. Too hard to get into. LOL, coming from Stationeers. Well, I have 800 plus hours on KSP and I really enjoyed it, but also a big Stationeers fan, as long as I can build and engineer stuff. Okay, back to the news thing. And turn off that stupid music, because that's not a nice track. It's okay. So, melt ice instantly with welding tools, which was in the news already, so we're not interested. Let's move on. Then something we haven't seen, we've expanded the capabilities of the logic system, especially around trader automation and data display. The medium satellite dish now includes an internal stack allowing integrated circuits to read detailed information about traders, their available goods, and even gas trades. What does internal stack mean? We can see that here in Stationeers. When I look, for example, at the auto lathe, because there's not just the logic values that we can program and read and such, where are they? Here. But there's also the internal memory, and that's the internal stack they're talking about. And I don't know what that is with the trader dishes, but I mean, as an example, to understand what that conceptually is, here we have the stack of the auto lathe, and you can write into its memory a value, which will of course be a 64-bit value, 8 bytes, you know. And that will consist of various meaningful parts. For example, the first 8 bits will express what do you want to do. For example, you could say execute a recipe. The next 16 bits, did I say bytes? Bits. The next 16 bits define the quantity, the amount that you want to print. And then the next 32 bits express, is that 32? No. The next something bits express what it is that you want to print, and then there's some unused bits. So you can just say print me 5 gold. It's print me 5 iron sheets. What you can also do is you can say toss out all the gold or toss out all the iron. So you put that into the memory of that thing, and then you, I think it already executes them automatically. That, I think, is what they're talking about here with the internal stack of the trader logic circuit improvement thing. Additionally, the hash display circuit board has a new mode setting, enabling easy switching between prefab and gas liquid data. So prefab, I don't know if you have done that yet. The hash display is just a console with a hash display chip in it, and you can use that, for example, to show what your arc furnace is currently smelting. You will just see the picture of that. Iron, steel, whatever. But this hash display circuit board now has a mode value that you can switch, and then it can be used to show the gas symbols. Possibly all of them. I don't know. I haven't experimented with that. Like oxygen, water, and so forth, but maybe also all variations. Condensing, evaporating is my thought. I don't know. Maybe you can only pick the gases, but not all the variants too. Who knows? All controllable through integrated circuits, and these changes significantly boost the potential for automating complex trading setups. And some new achievements. And, well, a Chinese translation. Community made. Expand modding flexibility, we heard that already on the news, where you can now override existing worlds and difficulties and even start conditions without causing conflicts, so it wouldn't say, hey, the snap is already taken, you asshole. And also the modded such content, or also generally modded content, will have some kind of banner that shows this is a mod or this is modded. These changes that they introduced there will break a lot of mods, they say, but it fixes some long-standing issues. And then buy the game, buy, and buy the game, and buy the game, and then the changelog. Okay. So something more in the chat, because else then I will just continue the playthrough, I guess. Okay, let's do this then. Where is it? Now first I must make sure that that ops is showing what I wanted to. So all this Tango Soma FM is showing. Stationeers is showing. The countdown is no longer necessary. Okay, where were we? Still close to the beginning. This filtration thing is not yet active. I think, yes, it is active. I used it to get some very hot planetary atmosphere in here. And I guess the main problem was I didn't have enough power to keep the AC running. We have 38 degrees in here already, so the next task is pretty much clear. We need to make sure that we get more power. Or... wait, I have power here. What I need is a battery to store power that I have accumulated. Does this cool the room? 38 degrees. Oh, are both of them on? No, they're not. 37 degrees. It's damn hard to control this volume slider. Because it's volume 4, not 40 or 80 or whatever. I'm trying to get 3. Sure, okay. Is the temperature decreasing? It is, but very slowly so. And it's eating the battery, isn't it? 90%, yep, it's eating the battery. So we have solar, which will eventually die, I guess, because there will be storms, and wind turbines. If I add more of these, then there will be a storm. Each of these will produce 800-ish watts, maybe more even, because I think they made that more dynamic. So 8 of them, 5 times 8 is, yeah, 4,000. Wait, am I wrong? 800 watts times 10, 8,000 watts times... this is awkward.
You are currently watching an artificial neural network learn. In particular, it's learning the
Okay. See, I rebooted my computer for this stream to make sure that everything is fresh. But this also means that I have to restart Chrome, which has tons of tabs open, and now I have to hunt for that stupid tab that is making the sound. Damn. It's completely ridiculous that it would automatically randomly start playing some tab. But that's what it is. So many browser tabs. Found it. Okay. Yeah, what was I saying? We would have 8 times 800, 6,400, yeah. And currently we have 6, that's 4,800. Yeah. We need bigger cables. Do I have gold somewhere? 5 grams. That's not too much gold. Need to go mining. Temperature 35 degrees. Thing is empty-ish. Let's leave it running. What? No, that's not what I wanted at all. Chat check. Okay. Matthew Beverly, 5,000 plus hours on Kerbal Space Program and Stationeers. What, combined, or what do you mean? Gave me what I was looking for. Done. Wait. Gave me what I was looking for. Done. Got 3 my buddies to buy. Got 3 of my buddies to buy this week because they enjoy me playing it. Great work. Both of them or only Stationeers? Violin. I think in the internal stack of a dish will be used for trader types, and if a trader has what you're looking for, to buy or sell. Only interrogate traders with liquid water, for example. Oh no, the build didn't work, lol. I'll go sort it out now. What? You? Are you secretly one of those devs? Let's see if I can see something on Discord, if there's anything new here. Do I see some yellow messages, you know, from the developers? Nope. Bug discussion maybe? Also not. So, nothing new really. Okay. That's annoying. This is better. They produce 1 kilowatt. And now max. Okay, so the upright wind turbines during a storm produce 1 kilowatts, some 1 kilowatt watt each now. Maximum. Berlin. Okay, that's dangerous. So we now already have 8,000 watts coming in then. Control Shift A is a great Chrome shortcut to find tabs, by the way. Control Shift A. Let me just try that. Control Shift A. Yeah, but I mean, what does it help? I have how many tabs open? Stupidly, it is not telling me how many there are, but the scroll bar is very, very tiny that I have here. I mean, I have really tons of tabs open. Murphy Deffer is saying, go Firefox, and about config, there's a setting to disable autoplay. Maybe there is one in Chrome too. About config. Oh, that doesn't work? I thought there was something like this. Did you know that Firefox has a new license agreement? And that this license agreement indeed explicitly prohibits you from watching porn with it. Not that anyone cares, but that is real. That is a thing. You can look it up. It's not a joke. Oh, so Matthew Beverly. No, just Kerbal Space Program. 5,000 hours, I guess. My bad, caps was on. Gold. And there's an eclipse. Station direction 15 degrees-ish. Coal, we don't have too much of that for steel. Once the stream stops, it will be well, it will become permanent. I mean, I have the option to delete it manually or to tell YouTube to delete it. Of course I won't, but I'm saying that, oh, nickel, I'm saying that I plan on cutting it, which can be done with YouTube, to cut away the countdown at the beginning. I hope this doesn't actually cut the chat. I'm pretty sure that the chat will be like restored, but I don't know that. And that would suck, right? Should I risk that? Well, I could basically cut a bit away and then see if that damages the chat, but this would make the whole thing a very slow process, because it takes, I think, a whole day until the chat really shows up. And then I would have to wait another whole day to be sure that the chat has adjusted to whatever the current cut situation of the video has become. And then I would have to cut it again, once I've learned what it does. Or does anyone know what it does? If I cut the video now, if either cut away the beginning, where the chat messages that have been done during that time disappear, or will they just persist? Because, I mean, the current moment that we're observing also has all the chat messages, even though we don't see them being typed right now. So why shouldn't they be there? But they could also just be cut away by this action. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Oh, I still have... while I already have basically no more space left. But I have more space left. Blissful clicking. Now we have this dust devil kind of device. That's one of the robot arms. I don't know what it's... the vacuum? I don't know what its name is. I'm not talking about the liquid suction thing that now also exists, but about indeed a robot arm that can do that, which could, for example, suck up these things from the ground. But I would first have to install it here. That kind of, you know, makes it a bit superfluous. So I'd hope that there would be a device like that that we can carry. That could just be something for the, you know, like the mining drill. Or maybe an upgrade for the mining drill that you can just hose down on the environment and it will just all come to you and land in your belt. I'd build one. For example, when you have a deep miner situation and you haven't yet put up some kind of sorter thing that would clean everything up, then you could just do that manually every once in a while. I think it's feasible and viable and meaningful. Give us options, man. Really, some billionaire kind of guy should see Stationeers and realize what it is. That is the only first-person 3D simulation of sufficient depth where you can build a station around you that is rather realistic, where you have an atmosphere you can breathe, that can get too warm, too cold, and so forth. All of that's unique. I've never seen that before anywhere. And would then say, okay, I will just give RocketWerkz like 1 million per year or 1 million per month or whatever, just to, you know, give that whole thing a boost and make it more stable and take away the money trouble from them. That would be awesome, and I think it's justified because this game is really important. I'm convinced that this game will actually will actually be the causer of us having atmospherics in games in the future. Currently, I mean, I've said that many times, so grown, but I don't know, maybe you haven't heard it yet. Half-Life and other such games back then introduced us to physics in a game, which now we've of course called a bit into question, the term physics. Now that we have this here, and we would maybe rather call it mechanics or whatever, when you can kick over some barrel or can stack some things to get to a high ledge and such. Cool, but this is a bit more sophisticated, though this game has the other thing too. But, I mean, this game is not about stacking things, and many shooters are not about stacking things or tossing things, but yet you can do that these days because it has just become standard. And that's what I'm talking about. Atmospherics could become a standard thing in gaming. It is not so hard to do in principle, depending on how deep you want to go. I mean, here we have a mixture of gases and expansion due to temperature change, and the gases can burn, and they can even liquefy or freeze, and that is very, very complex. But if you don't go that far, then I think it's not that complicated to implement. I mean, some kind of world box grid logic that is calculated in a thread in the background. You know, I mean, the processors these days are becoming more and more sophisticated rather than less, meaning they will have more hardware threads available, so that would not really burn your system, except if you go ahead and use those threads to have more visual fidelity. But I mean, we have enough of those of that by now, I think. It should go a bit more into the depth of gameplay. And so maybe atmospherics engines could become a normal thing in the future, and I think if so, then Stationeers will be the reason, will be a key reason why why the global mind of the gaming and game developer community goes in that direction. Wouldn't that be awesome? To have room temperature just as an additional thing. I mean, there are games where you can, like, let's say Deus Ex 1, the original, or one of the modern ones, the new ones, which I also like, though still the original is somehow the best. I don't know why, but it just is. Just imagine you would also have to eat every once in a while, but not in the way that you normally have, where you have to eat like every 5 minutes and then you die or whatever, which completely sucks, but instead in a very, very, very slow rhythm, which would make that just, you know, could basically choose when you do that. You would just have to do it at some point, and so it would still be a part of your reality, and you would also then keep some food items around, or would find a place to do that. Or maybe your gameplay, your feeling of gameplay would change a bit if you're currently playing in a city, because there would be some fruit stands where you could buy something, and so you wouldn't have to hoard that, or wouldn't have to carry that, because you can just buy some stuff. It's just to give some realism. But what if you'd also have temperature? What if you could freeze? What if you're exposed to a cold atmosphere for a longer time, and then you would eventually, your core temperature would lower, and that would be not good for you, or you would feel unpleasant, which would, I don't know, maybe lose you a bit, makes you lose a bit of focus. Maybe the overall game would play slightly faster then, because then you, the human being playing the game, would be burdened with events taking place faster, so your reaction time would in relation be slightly slower. Only very, very, very slightly, I mean. Because your mind, the mind of your avatar is then burdened with the feeling of hunger. You're reflecting upon that every once in a while, instead of being 100% laser focused. Okay, that's all we can carry for now, I guess. Chat check. Oh, and save. What's going on? Black R. Can you look up pressure indicators on tanks on your save? Not sure how far this problem extends. Pressure indicators on tanks on your save. So basically in this station here, the portable tanks, what do the pressure gauges display? Yeah, we can do that. Chrome, settings, advanced, privacy, media, autoplay. Dude. Let me just, don't mind if I do. Settings. Advanced. Where is it? I don't have advanced. Say again? Advanced, privacy, media, autoplay. Privacy. Privacy and security. Delete browsing data, privacy guide, third-party cookies, add privacy, security, site settings. There is no autoplay here. Performance. Where did you get that? Well, my Windows 11 Chrome doesn't show me that. Appearance. Font size. Search settings, autoplay. There's no such thing. I don't know what browser you're using, but it's not Chrome on Windows 11, man. David Kershaw, unless they have a plan to put the arm on a rover. Oh yeah, you mean the suction guy, which takes up the ore that I dropped. Bro, make a portable light, I can't see shit. Yeah, well, no, because I want to suffer the absence of lighting, and therefore have good reason to build lighting into the station, and then be happy once I have it. When I always carry around the portable light, then that's kind of becomes farcical, because I'm only pretending as if I need it. Which I'm currently doing still, in a way, but I'm currently not getting used to having light at all times. Hey, Rusty.
Please go to sonfm.com/support. We can use your financial support as well as on the air, because we like to play music without commercials.
Okay, that's a problem. what seems to be the problem. There's still power. That's unfathomable. Did something turn off, maybe? Everything's running. Oh, no, it's just a normal pressure here. At 22 degrees, everything's fine. How do we still have power? Wicked. Let's turn these things off for now. But I could set up a portable light. That wouldn't help much because I don't have battery reserves. It's still very close to beginning. I haven't achieved much yet. So, getting steer is one of the main goals now. And of course getting more power. So I will make 2 more upright wind turbines, and then I will print some heavy cables to solve that problem preemptively. And what else is new? Huh. A RimWorld mod implemented gases long before oxygen were included. Joe Skunk is asking, you are live. Am I supposed to respond to this now? To give away that the answer is yes, or rather ignore it? Huh, pipes are crying. Yep, that was the active vent. Prometheus. Haha, that reminds me of the opening scene in Battlestar Galactica. Are you alive? How do you know? Upright. How many can we make? Gold-wise enough, iron-wise not so much. This is tiresome. Be a bit faster, please. This is not quite a game. I mean, okay, I don't have experience with live streaming yet, and well, don't pity me. I mean, I'm just saying maybe it's a stupid idea to do a playthrough of Stationeers as a live stream, because some phases like this one, for example, are maybe a bit boring because he doesn't have batteries yet and stuff. Let's switch ahead. You can't. It's live. Then again, you can if once you see the recording of this. But the ones currently in the stream, which is how many? Supposedly 53. Huh. Thanks for being here, guys. And girls. But I mean, according to my YouTube stats, and I don't know how they have any clue, supposedly, it's only guys. I mean, not the stream, I haven't studied those stats, but I've looked at the stats of my other videos and of channel visitors many times. Male, period. Haha. Hey, Joe Skunk. RimWorld. I had that once and I refunded it, and this will probably be offensive to many of you who like RimWorld, I guess, but I just couldn't get into it. I mean, I had my settlers at the beginning, and then there was a little critter that was crawling over the ground closer to them, and then I had 2 or 3 different options to make them wary of it, like switch to hunting mode and one other thing, and also then finally the command to hit the thing. And that's what I had to do then in the end, and then they hit it. One time. Not twice, not 3 times. So obviously I did it wrong, yes. But I just, I'm very short-tempered, I must say, when it comes to user interfaces. And so I thought, no, I have so many things I can waste time with, not this one. This might be wrong, and maybe the game is really super awesome, who knows. But there's also another thing, because I rather like to play as myself, or as a first-person guy, instead of orchestrating other people. So yeah, why did you get RimWorld then? I don't know. I just thought it was I look a bird. A bird, yes. Simulated Salt, great to be here. Just got Stationeers this past weekend. Your videos have been invaluable. Thank you, I love to hear that. Obviously. And in some regards, I agree. But, many of them are just me playing, whatever. But yeah, great that you got it, and I hope that you don't watch too many spoilers, because really the journey of learning it yourself, figuring things out, and then suddenly leveling up, because the one who levels up in this game is, me here, while building better manufactories and building more resources and building and so forth, but ultimately the one who's levels up is me. And apart from, still having to learn some phase change and practice and rockets, of course, I pretty much learned everything. And that's the thing. That journey is invaluable. No, I'm not on Twitch. And I also don't have a Discord, because I would deem that only a waste of time. But Twitch, I don't know. That might be something. But no, I'm not on Twitch. I don't have much time as it is, and I'd rather spend lots of time editing a video, polishing it as such, than spreading myself thinner than I'm already spread. And, I'm not gonna go to Twitch too, pretty sure not. So the one who levels up here is you, and once you have leveled up, you cannot start over, because you cannot reset your brain. So that's something to take seriously. Try not to watch too many videos or too many tutorials and such. Once you have your foothold, it should really be your adventure. Because, once you have learned everything, that aspect is over. It's invaluable. And I've never seen that in any game. Not to this quality. I recently got Factorio finally took the leap, and full price and all that. And I must say I have enjoyed what I've played so far, and I'm looking forward to playing more of it. So, yeah. Not sure what I wanted to say with that. I need to make some cables. What's with the power? Oh, power's looking good. But what's with the temperature? I would assume 28? 25. Oh, we're still fine. So let's turn these things on again and see how we're doing power-wise. Yeah, well, these guys, they pump up to, you can see that here, 50.7 megapascals, internal safety, for those who don't know. These things have some pressure protection built in that you can change with logic or with programming via chips. And if I flip this around now, the protection values change. Now it protects the outer world from getting more than 101 kilopascals.
Hydration critical.
And the inner safety is 0, so the pipe is now empty. Now it's different. The outer safety is 0, so it would suck this completely dry if it could, but the inner protection is 50 megapascals, and these only burst at 60 megapascals, but the creaking starts at 50 already. Cables. And do I have a furnace? Did I already make a furnace? I haven't built it, yeah, but have I printed one? I think not. I guess we didn't have enough resources, copper and such, huh? So let's make a furnace. Furnace. More iron. Maybe I should turn down the render distance for smoother frame rate. Copper. Huh. Murphy, sorry for confusion. Apparently Chrome doesn't really have that feature, that option. Assume Brave is Chrome. Gone says, that's okay, I have like 3,000 hours no pirated RimWorld. So why would that have to be mentioned that it is not pirated? I thought piracy is rather an extreme exception these days. Berlin. Wow, 62 now. Nice. Well, to me it's saying 51 concurrent viewers. 28 likes. Nice. Prometheus. I sincerely regret getting on this live stream as I have very important studying to do and now you're waking up my Stationeers itch. What can we do about that? I could, yeah, let's end the stream. No. No, not yet. It's currently 9 PM in Germany and I will continue with until 10 or 11 maybe. Okay. I'm not on Twitch. Simulated Salt, great feedback. What planet is that? Looks interesting. Oh, on pirated RimWorld. Why would you pirate that if you like it so much? Do you like the developers too, or only what they put out? What planet is this? This is Anultra, Anultra, which is part of a set of 3 planets, which are a mod that can be found on the workshop. It's not something complex. You just go on the workshop and you look for modded worlds, and then you click on the subscribe button, and then you have it in the game. Of course, you have to go through some motions. For example, you have to make sure that you close Stationeers and start it again so that the mod is actually in the game. And then you also have down here, there's a button, a workshop button, which is now currently not visible since we're in the game, where you can see all the things that are currently activated, for example core, which is the game itself, and then you would have to find your mod and then activate that too, and make sure that it's listed below core, I believe, instead of above, but it's usually below, you know, for the loading order of events. And then you have to quit to the main menu and close the game again and start it again. Why? Because the changes you just did define the load order and what is to be loaded. But this means that the game has to load them first, so... Power's looking good. How are other things looking? Okay, I have 10 heavy cables now. That's quite not enough heavy cables for what I want to do. Why did I stop this? No more copper. That's a good reason not to print more cables, I guess. Did I have some copper somewhere else? I do. Wait, I can only use these. The name of the mod. Yeah, 1 second. I will look that up. Steam. Stationeers. Anultra. Let's see if I find it. Ah, there we go. Oh, lol. Is this... Okay, is this real? Let me just open a private window, aka Google hasn't yet adapted to my needs. And look at that, the second topmost hit on Google when you're anonymous, so it doesn't know you, for the search term Steam, Stationeers, Anultra, the second top hit is the video that I recorded on Friday. My live stream. Ha ha ha! Stationeers live Anultra, a mild Vulcan-like world. Not bad. Also, when I just Google for Stationeers and I scroll down, Oh, I'm pretty sure I had something like this where I found my own channel on the front page, actually. But maybe I'm mistaken. What search term was that again? I mean, I'm not full of shit, but maybe I'm just mistaken as to the search term. So just forget what I said. Okay. Workshop, Stationeers, Helion system. Ah, I think I found it. Helion system. But that's not just the one thing I subscribe to, right? Okay, I can only give you a pointer. I don't know if this is really the entire information you need. If need be, you could watch the first stream that I made. This is the second one, the first live stream, where the chat, basically, where you guys were saying, hey, there's this mod, maybe you want to play that. And then I did. Where is... I'm looking for the window with the stream. There it is. So I pasted the link into the chat. An orange peel in VR. Hello all, I see another live. Yes, you see correctly. Alora, the rugrat is snoring her little head off. Alora, so you're back. Phased motion. Murphy, I think Stationeers is one of the best space survival games. Definitely. Also, main reason I've seen players to quit early is 2-slot toolbar. Yep, true. If you hop in from any other survival, 2 slots is brutal to adjust. Yep. I already suggested that maybe they should have 3 slots, you know? I mean, in reality you have 2 hands, not 3. So why 3 slots? Because, look here, I'm jumping up, and now I'm pushing forward. Oh, where'd this work? Wait, sorry. Okay, I jump up, push forward. Jump up, push forward. In every other game, you have a little bit of airspeed, which would allow me to get onto this hip-high ledge. But here, you can't. It's very frustrating, particularly if you're in a survival situation, not just hanging around like I'm doing right now. This airspeed is, of course, unrealistic. But it is... In reality, you would be able to aim your jump, and you have your hands, and you can do much more tricky things. You can do more things than the game interface allows you. So to bridge the gap between what the game interface allows you and actual reality, they just give you airspeed, which then allows you to kind of do those things quasi without too much damage to the realism of the game. And in the same way, I think a third hand could simulate that you would basically clamping something between your elbow and your torso or something like that. Something else that they could do is, for example, implement a hotkey system where you could have, for example, the number 1, maybe not the 1 exactly, but as an example, fetch the tool from slot 1 and 2 from slot 2, and oh god damn it. Is this connected again? Yeah. Here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so forth. And that would be 10 digits, right? So the advanced tool belt has 10 slots. And it actually has 1, 2, 3, 4, and it has 10 tool slots and then 2 free slots. So that would make sense. Then you could just press that respective number key, and then you would get that tool. And if you press another number key, then that tool would jump into your hand, and the tool you already have would return to the slot where it came from, if it came from a slot. For example, the last tool belt slot the tool had been in is just a reasonable thing to do, I guess. For example. But I've heard nothing on the front of user interface development at all. It was a complete miracle to me that they indeed decided to implement the right-click teleport thing, which was, I like to say that, haha, actually my suggestion. I said, hey, you could do What happened, see, was they removed the double click. When I now double click, nothing happens. The first click of the double click immediately opens the stack here. But they removed the double click, which was possible before, which teleported this thing into your hand, because the game had to wait out the duration for the potential double click before it would do the reaction. Else you might be doing a double click, but the game would already be reacting when you're actually doing a double click. So the reaction would be false. That's why they removed that, so it wouldn't have the sluggishness. But this means that the teleportation of tool was no longer possible, but I had gotten used to that, and so I was complaining about that, was saying, hey, how about right mouse button? And then they did that. And now we have that. Ha! Ah, missed my window. Phased motion. I'm split. Love both Stationeers and Space Engineers. Combine the two and it would be the perfect engineering game. I've played Space Engineers only very little, but I think it's primarily about you can build ships that you can fly around with and shoot and destroy, and also destructible voxel landscape, and slightly things like piping gas from A to B and filling a room with gas, I think. I don't know if it's different gases, but I've played it little, so maybe don't take my word for it. I know nothing, basically. Gon says, Space Engineers have the amazing mechanics of rotating. So is that a quip as Stationeers has way better mechanics, but Space Engineers can at least rotate or something? An orange peel in VR. They removed run of heat exchangers with the new update. I was so surprised when trying to build and couldn't find it. Had to read all patch notes just to check. Gon saying, yeah, the name of the mod. Yeah, no problem. Balin, reminder, you're on day 7. Your first storm is any moment now. I miss the old double F for quick stow. Well, that still exists. Wait a second. Let me show. Controls. So inventory select, you already know. And that is, I think, something that we could double hit. I put that on N because I just didn't need it. I wanted it to be out of the way. I think that might have been the F they were talking about. Like double hitting that, and that would teleport the item, right? But we have a new button for that. A new key that was introduced. Where is it? Smart Stow. That's the key that was double F before. So that exists. You can... Or maybe you know that, but means some particular behavior, and that is gone then. Well, okay. Shit out of luck. Yeah, I need to eat at some point. What's the temperature? We have 7 kilopascals of probably only CO2 and and lots of nitrogen. Oh, and a little bit of O2 indeed, but definitely not enough to breathe. Enough for me, though, to eat something.
Low pressure. Oxygen critical. Low pressure. Oxygen critical.
$22 degrees. Why is it only 20? I mean, it keeps running and it keeps cooling, and we have achieved a temperature of 22 degrees. Why not? Why is it not colder? Let's see. And here we can also use the quantity modifier hotkey to adjust the temperature in fine steps. What am I trying to do? Yeah, swap out the cables. And then find a spot for the furnace. Yep, that. Yeah, day 7, storm any moment. Maybe I should really swap out the cables, huh? Though, I mean, currently that's not dangerous, because I don't have any consumer that would take in tons of wattage, you know? Wrong. Right. Thanks for the warning, by the way. Connected, 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 connected. So, where shall... Yeah, maybe I should make a shoot system so I can print whether there's a storm or not, or I don't have to go outside every time I want to pick something up. So let's... I'm not sure. Maybe I should first try to make the chutes, because if the storm kicks, then what good is the melted iron, which melts very quickly. Hey, wait, didn't I want to pump some stuff in? Yes, I did. I wanted to raise the pressure in here until plants could basically benefit from it. This would also increase the heat, but I have cooling. I need to use the cooling that I have while it's cold. What's the power saying? Looking good? Yeah, slowly, very slowly, we're getting some pressure in here. Safe. Damn! So, Quick Stow still exists, it's just not double tapping. It is now called Smart Stow, and that's indeed a new entry in the keyboard configuration. One that didn't exist before. That was not my idea. 43 degrees, okay. Not ideal. This looks stupid. It is therefore correct. Therefore correct. The input stack would also be fine, but doesn't help really, because I have no means of automating that thing yet. Would have to trigger the start every time. What am I doing inside? I need to build the furnace. $41 still. Oh, maybe I should take care of my tools. Just in case. Ah, looking good. So, furnace. It needs, for building... two iron sheets and 2 iron sheets. And of course some pipes and pipe coal and a valve. What just happened? Oh yeah, look at that. Possibly have some reserve stuff that we can use here. No? Pipes, yes. Pipe call, hello. Yeah, we need 1. And a valve. What? Chat trick. I have a bottle here. It has clear liquid inside. Let's taste it. I mean, once you've gotten used to sugar-free, I mean, not necessarily the sauce of my pizza, but I mean the liquid, just mineral water. It tastes so good. Okay, let's try 2 iron sheets. We have 4 here. I mean, 4 I need. 1, 2, 3, 4. The furnace. Pipes. Still need some pipes. Don't need to be insulated, because the furnace itself is also not insulated at all. I have a reserve canister in case my waste tank is full. Where will I build the furnace? Could basically connect it here and then just, you know, use a junction chute to spit everything in. I've never done that before. And why not shake things up a bit, huh? To that direction, yes. That's the, yeah. In that direction and in this direction. The pipes, I mean. And that means on this side there will be some controls that I can use. I wish I could adjust the distance of this ghost from me, because that is always a tricky thing. Why does that have to be a tricky thing? I mean, why do my arms have to be 5 meters long every time? Why is that the default that they have to put up with? This is looking good, I think.
Waste tank caution.
Okay, we can almost make steel, which means the station battery is within reach. And that's the first thing I should make then, I guess. Lots of it if possible, but I think I don't have too much iron. Should maybe dig some more up, huh? Should have smelted something? Stupid, forgot. That is one batch. And can we make a second one? No. But I want to. Now what? First some chutes to connect the things. Then some mining. How full is the drill? Oh. Not too full. No one saw this, it wasn't recorded nor live streamed. There's definitely enough nickel on this world. Yep, there is.
Waste tank critical. Temperature high.
Five gold. That pains. Ah, damn. I wanted to take more iron. What I need to find is lead at some point. Then I can eventually make Invar, Constantin, and of course the coveted programmer stuff, you know? Electrum and something else I forgot. Eight silver. Oh well. Right, let's continue the building process here while smelting some gold. How do I conjoin these? I built this so stupidly, didn't I? For the purposes I mean. Oh. Junction. Comes from the right and goes downwards. That's the right one. Yep, okay. The actual trick will be, how do I get some volatiles in this bitch? I don't have any smelted ice. Well, I can just, well, I could use the day temperature, you know, 500 degrees, but Celsius, I need way hotter temperature. How hot does steel have to be once again? $900, $600, oh, that's not that much, but it's still hotter than the day temperatures. Though it would be advisable to do that during the day then. So I need less fuel. I would just fill some fuel in there, you know? How? I guess I have to add some contraption stuff. Say what? Oh, there was a lot of chat going on. In Space Engineers you can rotate... Oh yeah, in Space Engineers you can rotate on your own axis and build things sideways, walk on the roofs, etc. Oh yeah, 6 degrees of freedom. Yup. That would be nice here, particularly in a space map, but you always have this stupid up joint, which makes it unbelievable, unrealistic. In Stationeers. Space Engineers is mechanical engineering, Station Engineers is gas engineering. I wish Stationeers had more mechanical things, like, I don't know, flywheels, something that rotates, something that moves, so that the station feels a bit more alive, instead of just some blinking light and sound. I think that's missing a bit. A orange peel in VR, say, I hate how they changed it. I use a mod called Fixing the Controls, very handy. I don't know of that one. Well, the Stormworks is a good game too if you're too picky, if you're not too picky on the graphics. Is the way I read this. I have that and I was interested in playing that, but I couldn't get myself to really throw my mind at it so that it would eventually click. I followed the tutorial and built one ship and so forth, and I was quite delighted that like everything was, it was kind of in Stationeers, right? Everything is 3D and real and first person and hands-on, and it's just there and does stuff. But maybe I should play that a bit more at some point. Ah, damn, 50 hours each week losing this stupid work. That sucks. But node-based programming is better, I think. Well, as someone who has been exposed to node-based video editing via DaVinci Resolve, I am highly interested in any kind of node-based, well, logic designers, like for example programming, because that is just so awesome. You can just plug things together and shift them around, and oh, I didn't think of this, oh, let's just adjust that, and shazam. Or you can abstract things by piping them through some common blah blah blah. It's awesome. And DaVinci, for those who don't know, DaVinci Resolve, the video editor I use for example the news videos, some of which are edited pretty well, is free. It doesn't cost anything. The one I'm using is the paid version, because it has more effects and faster rendering and such, but most of the things of it are actually free, and the free version can be used for commercial purposes. DaVinci Resolve, and it's very, very capable. And a bit stupid also. I mean, you have to put up with quite a few things, but it's really, really good. It's the Stationeers of video editors. I think that comparison isn't actually too dumb. So, Murphy. Main problem with Space Engineers I had, it was empty. Space Engineers could be better to merge with Empyrean Galactic Survival. Yeah, I've also played that for a while. Didn't get very far. 5-6 hours, who knows. One has stuff to build, other has stuff to do. Combat, explore. Face Motion says, yeah. Although more recently they've been adding stuff to deal with the empty start. So the empty start of Space Engineers. Yeah, again about Stationeers, you can also build small transformers to limit power. It's T1 and basic resources. Right, of course. I could do that with the station battery to charge it as fast as I possibly can, but not faster. Not a bad idea. I mean, currently I would not need to because I have enough heavy cables, but yeah, I didn't think of that. What planet is this? Let's see if someone answered that. No, I guess. This is a modded planet. You can... Wait, do I still have that in my clipboard? I do. Haha. So I just pasted that again. That's a link to a Steam workshop item that you can just subscribe to, and then it will be in the game. But you first have to restart your Stationeers and open the workshop editor, where editor is just some list with check marks, right? And you have to highlight that so that it works. I just saw in the description of that mod that it says you have to move it above core, but I believe that is no longer true, because I'm pretty sure that in one of the recent beta updates, meaning that now it's in the live version, because we all got, everybody has this now, right? They inverted the order of the items, which was so far inverted. So what has to happen first, you load core and then you load this planet, which is what I'm doing, and you see that I'm playing it, so that works. So don't follow the instructions, they're not up to date. The planet is called Anultra, or Anultra. TJ Kuprek. From my experience, the AC units struggle to get much closer than 2 degrees from the target temperature. So that's why. Might have been simpler to move the furnace. Regarding the chutes, maybe? How dare you question God, creator of the universe? TJ Kuprek. I usually set the target temperature low and use an IC to keep the temperature within a few degrees of 20 Celsius until I get into phase change, which also ends up being more power efficient than running constantly. Yep, I have to learn that at some point to utilize that for cooling and heating reasonably. AC's efficient cooling is roughly 50 to 60 degrees per AC unit. There is a nice tutorial on YouTube about ACs. I think that was by... Pipe cowls are evil, right? It shows setup of 6 ACs that use one-way valve. You get much higher efficiency with it. B-Rock MC. Moin, hello. Ja, hallo, guten Tag, mein Freund. Wie geht's denn so? Was sagt, wie geht's der Frau? Und so weiter. Phased motion. A shift modifier on the mouse wheel would be useful to modify the distance of the preview image. Yup, I would appreciate that. How are you finding the new terrain so far? It's not the new terrain. What you're seeing is a modded world. It's not the new terrain, man. It's not the new terrain. They wanted to give us the new terrain, and, well, I can show you that again. Where's the video thingy? Discord. And then I have to switch... Oh! No, then I have to switch to beta changelog. Here we can see the newest build, but it failed, which sometimes happens for whatever reason, and so they have to find out why the server is refusing to build that whole thing to a working game. And, well, you can see here, removed old terrain systems. All old saves are now broken. Enabled the new terrain system. So yeah, this is the hard switch. So if you haven't yet backed up your Stationeers installation and so forth, that might be a good opportunity to do it. Fixed terrain manipulator cursor not updating correctly. Fixed logic slot values not showing in Stationpedia for devices with build states. Fixed explosions not mining new terrain. The Octree root node was not being initialized correctly. Missing changes from previous commit. Fixed sometimes 2 minables could generate in the same position. So it's not the new terrain, but the new terrain will be up. And the plan was indeed to show the new terrain here with this live stream, but, well, the servers let us down. So, sorry, couldn't show you that. Where is the chat thing? 1,000 windows. Did you drop in with a fuel tank? I did. There's a fuel tank, I'm pretty sure. I mean, let's look. Is there one? Oh, shit. Okay, that's interesting. I guess I have to trade first. Filter, volatiles. Hey, wait a second. What am I saying? The outdoor atmosphere has volatiles. We have everything that we need. It just needs to be assembled. More engineering. Orange peanut VR. Yeah, I know about that. I'm talking about the final AC, assuming you have a poorly chilled working gas. Using an IC to turn it on and off based on... Fingers crossed, sometimes the next day or so. Yeah, I guess tomorrow. LED, light emitting dipole. What kind of machine is used to make duct tape? Does an ingredient like a list exist? Yeah, sure, let's take a look. The standard duct tape takes just 2 iron, which is nothing, and can be done with a tool manufacturer. At least you need that one. It's not the auto lathe. And the Mark II duct tape takes electrum and 2 iron, and the tool manufacturer tier 2 actually. The new terrain will probably bring vehicles back, but it's not sure, it's not a certainty. The developers will certainly look into that and they will try to make that decision, but they have to weigh that with everything. There were reasons to remove the vehicles. The old terrain was incompatible, the voxel resolution too rough, the new one will have double the resolution, and some other reasons, and they will try to bring them back. Because that would really make sense, right? Now that we have reason to travel, we should have means to travel. I am tempted to still convert old save. Terrain is kept in separate file. World.bin. Deleting it will regenerate world. You still have to dig stuff out. Oh, duct tape. Sure. I don't know. Okay, I need fuel gas. How do I get fuel gas? I need filtration unit. This pumps into the room. I could abuse this filtration unit possibly, but I bet I would watch that and then I'm stuck with volatiles here in my station. I don't want that. So let's set up another filtration unit if I still have one. I guess I have one somewhere. Wasn't there a second one? Oh right, atmospherics. Yeah, I used them here for the AC system. I guess I have to make a new one then. Iron, gold, copper. Sure, that was not right. Yeah, if the field of view would be lower, he would benefit more from the flashlight. Everything would be brighter, right? But is that really the answer? I mean, I'm playing this on a TV screen with 50 inches, and if I stretch out my hand, my arm, I can touch it. Because I want my first-person field of vision, of my human vision, to be replaced by the first-person vision of the game, which is the way this interface works, right? I mean, not this interface of this game in particular, but the first-person 3D interface. That's how that works. I don't understand why most game companies had trouble grasping this. It is so very obvious. Therefore, you need to replace your own field of vision as far as possible with that of the game. So you need a big screen. But the bigger the effective screen size, the higher the field of view has to be. Oh, out of power. That was a brownout. Is this meaningful? Guess so. Need some pipes. Wait, I just made another AC. Damn. What? So, this is where stuff would come in. This is where stuff goes out. Basically, it doesn't matter. I could just connect that to this. Would need some... Oh, okay, that's not that easy. Because I don't have more insulation. How much insulation do I have left? I think none. I think I used all of that up. How many of these? I have 4 insulated pipes, so that's a problem. But then again, maybe I can just do the thing and then remove the pipe that would cause thermal heat bleed. So that would be makeshift, of course. Until convenience sets in, I have to do quite a lot more legwork. And I could probably play this more efficiently than I'm doing. Certainly, but I mean, I can't right now. I'm not as fast as I am normally, I guess. Your fault. No, I'm saying, I guess even without this kind of life situation that, you know, everybody has their mental weather, right? Currently in my head is raining. Run silver 5 to 7 through the then add steel reagent. Silver 5 to 7. Silver, which has N2O, I think. Nitrogen, nitrous oxide, which burns nicely if you have volatiles. Because, yeah, you know, you still need volatiles for this. Filtered. Here I want to connect the gas bottle fill thingy. And this is the unfiltered stuff. What? Oh, switchgrass? I don't even have something to eat. Okay, I really have to build that landing platform. Then maybe I should make that a priority first. Haha. I think I will shut down the live stream in 5 minutes. I thank you for showing up so numerously, and I hope it wasn't too boring for you. I know that the rhythm and flow of this could have been a bit more better than it has been. Some people might have enjoyed it, but then there was a lot of talk about this and more pausing, and now I'm stalling again, basically. And what am I even doing? I'm so confused here. What's the next thing? Yeah. Could basically lay the foundation for the landing pad. And I want to make a 5x5, which is 25, and we have 30 here, so 5 more then. Where will I put that? Here on this side, I would say. Would it have a power supply? Or should I put this over here? Doesn't matter. Where is my power supply cable? 3, 4, 5, 6. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. What's happening? Hey, wait, where are the landing pad parts? Oh, here they are. I thought they looked differently. What? Oh, I only have enough for a 3x3? Oh, okay. Shit. Okay. I am currently
Aircraft low.
being reminded by 3 alarms at the same time. One on my mobile phone, one on my desktop, and one in Stationeers. Oh, runway. That's not what I want. Landing pad basic. Can be made with tier 1 electronics printer, and all I need is steel and copper. Okay, so that is feasible, but I can't yet make that because I don't yet have the ingredients. So okay, we first have to do the steel thing then. But not today. It's enough. I will shut down now. Let's read the last few comments. I suggest to encase your solar panels into insulated glass rooms so you guys don't need duct tape. Yeah, what? I do have a tool printer and I have iron, so that's not necessary. You need some VR glasses. Yeah, I thought so too, but somehow I feel it's not yet the time for me to get those. Will happen at some point, but what videos will I record then? Hey, you have to go cross-eyed now. I'm sure you don't have a problem with doing that for 2 hours. The way you make steel on hard planets, push in hot atmosphere, pre-mix the iron and coal, dispense out as reagent. So in other words, degas them. Okay. Remove furnace gas and refill with clean hot atmosphere. So I'm not wasting any heat on anything. I'm just smelting the stuff then at that point. Question is it hot enough for that? I still might have to heat up the furnace more than that, so that might be a way to make it smoother, but to get there I would still need volatiles. I still need some fuel tank. Then run silver 5 to 7 through, then add steel reagent. Well, the silver gives me the oxygen component basically. Volatiles will be in there from the atmosphere, so it will have burning capacity. Yeah, that should work. Does the atmosphere have volatiles in it? It does. Yes, it does. You don't have volatile atmosphere, find cobalt, which does have volatiles. And face motion. Cheers, God creator of the universe. As always, great content. Thank you for the so lavishly poured out praise, which I objectively thinking is not entirely justified, but you know, it's nice to hear, regardless. It's all good stream. Watch someone to start new, should be more live streaming. What? Murphy says it's all good stream, so the stream is okay. Watch someone to start new. You should be more live streaming. I'm not sure what you're saying. Are you saying that someone who is trying to begin with Stationeers would like to want to watch streams where they are being taught interactively, or what is this? Or are you saying start a new playthrough from scratch? Or I don't know. I'm not sure what you're saying, man. Black R. I have to say, after 35 years of gaming, I love this game. Don't have to fight any kind of monsters. Yeah, but yourself. Just your inner demons, yeah. Question. What OS do you run? I'm running Windows 11. So I'm not sure if the word running is justified, but you know, that's how the cool kids say it, so... yeah, so let's save that then, in preparation for the next one, which will also be a live stream, because, I mean, that's now the character of this playthrough, right? The other playthroughs, they stay recorded, if I ever continue with them. I never can make plans, really. Blah, blah, blah. So I said I would shut this down in 5 minutes, which was 10 minutes ago, so let's shut this down. Really, thank you for showing up. I mean, currently we have 48 concurrent viewers. No, now it's saying 53. Make up your mind, YouTube. See you again, and let's hope that we get this new terrain thing. Yeah, thanks Prometheus. Thanks, man, it was awesome. The new terrain system, let's assume that would be out tomorrow. Then I will not make promises, I will not make announcements now, but I think it could make sense then to do well, another live session to talk about that. Look what we can do here, and there the drilling, and then we, sounds reasonable. That's the thing that should have taken place today, but this is not an announcement. I'm just thinking out loud. Okay, enough of this. See you again next time.